The first passage I've selected is a passage in which the family sets out in the dead of night to search for the mother of the family, Teresa, who is missing. It is told in the voice of Anne, the daughter of the family. She was the daughter who unfortunately was born after 3 boys. And in Goan society, she is called a title, disparagingly called a title. And titles in Goa are, unfortunately, sadly, believed to bring great misfortune to the families into which they get married. Strangely enough, a boy who gets married after 3 girls is called a titlo and is, of course, believed to bring great happiness to the family he marries into. So most girls, the girls who are married after 3 boys, are left to live their lives alone. So she, of course, was very close to her mother, and she recounts how the family goes in search of the mother. After its earlier exuberant display, the sky had now gone dark, besieged by pregnant monsoon clouds. Only a few stubborn streaks of moonlight pierced their way through. They created a strange play of shadow and light on the path we walked on. We made a motley group with Claudinia at the vanguard. Our earlier reluctance to venture out had changed into a deep, dark foreboding. It began to spread among us as if by osmosis. Though all was quiet, we could hear Bet's footsteps, soft yet solid and steadfast in the dark night. As we neared the well, the moonlight suddenly broke free of its shield of clouds. It spotlighted a footprint where my shoe had caught in the sodden mud. It was as if the earth had tried, albeit unsuccessfully, to prevent her escape. Immaculata whispered again that dreaded word, destino. It informed us that she was still in our midst. 2 centuries ago, she had promised she would be there at the unnatural passing away of yet another female member of the family. It was a promise she had kept faithfully over the years. Destino. Her voice was like the sound of the sea, sensual, seductive, scary. It said nothing and yet everything. Joseph, acting on pure instinct, jumped into the well. Just a few hours earlier, it had played host to the raucous cavorting of the village boys. Now, on its surface floated sheets of sodden paper. We would learn later that they were some of my father's discarded poems. Joseph came up several times for breath. He was an excellent swimmer, but his aquatic prowess was now crippled by a gnawing fear. He was finally able to swim to the very bottom where Mai lay. He brought her up, his face wet, the sweet water of the well mingling with his salty tears. Mai's eyes were open, they glistened. Deviant foam exuded slowly from her nose and mouth. Joseph lay her down. He shook her listless frame once, twice, a third time. Each shake got firmer and more febrile. Then, struggling to calm down, he attempted to resuscitate her. The family stood transfixed, unable to move, unwilling to accept that which was before it. Suddenly, like a chained Prometheus, Joseph roared in anguish. On hearing it, Claudinia came out of her stupor. She stepped forward and held him tightly. He was instantly calm. She then went to mine and attempted to shut her eyes. They refused to close. She seemed to want to look at life now that she had finally left it. Claudinia hurried me away just as a custodian of the night, a mottled wood owl, fluttered on a mango tree. It did not hoot, but hissed. It rotated its head nearly 360 degrees. Its ear tufts gleamed. This avian symbol of misfortune, the family believed, heralded the presence of Immaculata. "Mai, Mia Mai," I called out to Mai. It was only I who called her Mia Mai. The prefix of Mai to mother was vital, a necessity. Deep within me, I knew she would be mine for only a short time. And on those evenings, and there were many, when my father sat drinking at the local tavern or passed out on his rosewood desk, I would creep into her bed, snuggling up against her. I would breathe her special smell of rose water or 4711 cologne. The latter saddened me because I believed those were the evenings she hoped that as a result of divine and olfactory intervention, my father would come to her. Though I didn't know it then, my father never made love to her at our home. It was only in the riverside cottage, which was built for his individual employment, that he was a husband to her in the traditional sense of the word. Oh, how I would enjoy the softness of her skin and the warmth of her body as she wrapped her arms around me. She would tell me just one story, the story of our special time together, the time that I was inside her, becoming me. And as I slept next to her, finding solace in the echo of her soul, I learned to read her heart. So she said, so I believed.